All right, quarterbacks have gotten most of the hype in this year's draft, and sure, they may shape the first 5 picks, but it's the defensive backs that could shape the rest of this first round. These are Ryan Wilson's top DBs in the class. The top 7 on this list you see here, he has them all being drafted in the first round. So let's break down the tape for some of these prospects. Time to bring in the experts, Bryant McFadden. And we'll start with Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. He led the Ducks with 7 PBUs and 4 interceptions last season. There has been some conversation over whether he's the number 1 or 2 corner in this draft. So, Bryant, where does he stack up for you?
I mean, clearly there's no wrong answer for me when you talk about Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez. 6'1", over 200 pounds, ran a 4.35, the prototypical standard in regards to cornerback play in the NFL. He has everything you would want your cornerback to have, plus more. Here you have it, bump and run technique. I would love to see him be more square at the line of scrimmage, but one thing I love about Christian Gonzalez, his ability to locate the football. He utilized his speed in this aspect right here, locating the football. The wide receiver had to become the defensive back and not allowing an interception. But look at his angle, utilizing proper angles, being able to squeeze the wide receiver to the sideline. The sideline became an extra defender. Going to attack the football at its highest point is something that he consistently does time in and time out. Now, different technique here, a bail technique. He's bailing to the quarterback, eyes on the quarterback, being able to locate the football. Once again, this is who he is as a defender. Now, the unique thing about this situation for Christian, the wide receiver got in his blind spot. He found where the wide receiver was while locating the football at the same time. Anytime he's in pass coverage, it's a deep route, he becomes the wide receivers. And if you can take the football away from the opposing offense, you become a big-time asset. And most importantly, you will get paid.
Love what you say about locating the ball. You play the ball, not the hands, right? And that segues perfectly into our next guy, Emmanuel Forbes, out of Mississippi State. He hauled in 6 pick sixes in his career. That's an FBS record. And we've all heard it, the rant from coaches about turning those PBUs into INTs. So I think they're going to like this guy. What's he do so well?
He's a professional ball hawk. He is the best in this class. One thing I love about Emmanuel, he's undersized, but he plays fast. He plays with a big chip on his shoulder, but he recognized things before they happen. Look at this route recognition just by the pre-snap alignment and understanding and watching film. He sees exactly what happens and he attacks. No hesitation at all. Now, Grace, the quarterback that delivered this pick 6 to Emmanuel, is Will Levis, a guy that we believe will be a top 5, maybe a top 3 selection in the first round of this year's draft. It does not matter because Emmanuel Forbes is the neutralizer for any prolific quarterback he's going against. Bump and run coverage. Look how disruptive he is at the line of scrimmage. Getting his hands on the wide receiver. Now, he's in a position where he's not really able to look for the football, but look at him play the hands. No panic at all. No panic, just right there where he needs to be. You could not call a penalty there if you wanted to because he played that flawlessly. Now, off technique, eyes in the backfield, being able to get his 3-step read from the quarterback, even though he's in the shotgun, and look at his angle and look how he attacks the football. If you throw the football anywhere near Emmanuel, 9 times out of 10, he's coming down with it, and maybe he's going to return it to the end zone. As you mentioned, Grace, 3 years in Mississippi State, he got into the end zone 6 times. 3 years at Mississippi State, he intercepted 18 passes. This is a guy who I like to call him. He's a professional ball hawking corner, the best in the draft, and I do believe he is deserving of hearing his name called in the first round.
Professional ball hawk sounds like the best job title out there. All right, feels rare these days, B-Mac, to have a CB in the draft who played all the way through his redshirt senior year of college, but that's what we got here with Julius Brents. Wasn't a huge contributor until his final 2 seasons at K-State, but he did start the year on the Jim Thorpe Award watch list. What do you like about him?
Oh, 6'2", 6'3". He plays with low pad level. He's not a high guy in regards to with his technique. He's not high. He plays with low pad level. He's low enough to be able to transition. Here you have it. Julius Brents, Quentin Johnson, who will be a first rounder. This is good on good right here. Ooh, I love this matchup. Bump and run technique, patient at the line of scrimmage, got his hands on the wide receiver, and he's playing his hands. Look at that coverage. It doesn't get any better than that. Oh, but guess what? He's not done. in the same game against one of the best wide receivers that will be available in this year's draft, once again, you will see Julius right in the face of Quentin Johnson, and he's not allowing anything. At the top of the screen, oftentimes, Grace, when you play against great wide receivers, they may get behind you. And it happens in this incident right here. But look at Julius. No panic. Plays the hands of the wide receiver. He was beat, but the catch-up speed is there, locating and being extremely violent with his hands, caused another big-time PBU in his favor against a potential first-round wide receiver. When you talk about his measurables, when you talk about the technique, the experience, as you mentioned, Grace, being able to improve year in and year out at K-State, man, I love everything about Julius Brents. I don't know if he will fall in the first round. Potentially he will, but I can tell you this much. I easily see a future star in Julius Brents to whatever organization decides to draft him.
Ooh, and Quentin Johnson is no easy job. That's some great tape you found there. All right, of course, no draft preview is complete without a guy from Alabama, so let's talk some Bryant Branch. His production definitely trending up, coming off a career year with the Tide. 90 tackles, 14 TFLs, 3 sacks, all personal bests. Why does he stand out to you?
Oh, my goodness, man. When you talk about Bryant Branch, he is this year's version of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who played for the Eagles a year ago. Ultimate, a Swiss Army knife, a 5'2" player, can do a lot. The versatility is there. Here you have it, a weak side blitz coming from Bryant Branch. This is one-on-one with the running back. Oops! The physicality, the physical nature. He made the running back sit down on the toilet. That is outstanding play. The intensity in which he plays with, especially in blitz concepts. Oh my goodness. Backs on backs, that's a thing we used to do in Pittsburgh. And man, he won that battle. Once again, route recognition. The versatility is on display. Understanding and seeing the route, being able to come off his zone concept and deliver a big time blow is who Bryant Branch is. He's very, very smart, instinctive, and he sees things happen before they actually happen. Once again, route recognition. He's playing man-to-man there on the slot, wide receiver, but because of his eyes and understanding and watching film, he's able to make a play covering somebody else's wide receiver. Big time contributor, like I said. He does a lot, extremely intelligent. He plays with proper angles, and whenever he attacks the ball carrier, he gets there with bad intentions. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, I can see Bryant Branch playing a nickel corner. He can be a dime player. He can be a post guy, a strong safety. Like I said, the versatility is there, the ultimate Swiss Army knife. And for you baseball players out there, he's the best 5'2" player in this draft.
All right, B-Mac dropping some serious knowledge. Thanks for joining us. And remember, our NFL Draft Film Room series continues. Here's our upcoming schedule. Monday, we're covering the D-line with Leger Douzable. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're getting to the quarterbacks with Brady Quinn.